Good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon, Senator.
How can we help you, sir?
I have been in a relationship with somebody for a couple of years now. That
And her name is?
Berry Bardaquillo, or Hanch Berry May Della Pena Bardaquillo. I was recently divorced and I went on a dating site called Pina Love. Because one of my customers of the IT business I run has a Filipino wife, and he said that you should, have a look at Filipino women. They're, very nice girls. And so I did. Within 3 days of being on the site, I was approached by a young lady by the name of Berry. Approached me, started calling me baby.
First day?
Yeah.
She already called you baby?
Yeah, and then she started, we pretty much, she moved me over to Telegram.
Okay.
Where,
You had private conversations?
Yeah, but it was pretty intense for like...
Pretty intense. When you say pretty intense,
as in...
How would you describe it?
As in the conversation was, like...
Sexy?
No. Beautiful. It was a beautiful conversation with a girl that I thought was, really beautiful.
Okay.
As in, we seemed to click, we seemed to spark, and, we got along really well. And,
the spark was there right away.
Yeah, and
the moment you talked to her or chat.
Yeah, it seemed to be. And, she said things like, you're the love of my life, and I want to marry you, and all sorts of things, really within the first day. And then from that point, it was like every moment that, from the moment, like we spent probably 4 or 5 hours that night talking, and then, the next morning, started again, and it just kept going for pretty much whatever time it was. It was a long time. So I believe that this girl was I'd just come out of a 20-year marriage, and I kind of I guess I was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and she came along, and I kind of went with that pretty quickly, and I was kind of pretty stupid in the fact that I don't know if I'm stupid or not, but I probably shouldn't have been so gullible.
How did she describe herself to you, as far as like what does she do?
Well, she was, I still stick to the.
She's pretty.
She's beautiful. I still stick to the one in a.
Wow. Okay.
1 in a million. This girl, in every way. She was just really different to anyone I'd ever met.
You're so in love with her, sir.
Really different to anyone I'd ever met. And
so how did she start asking money from you?
So she never actually asked me for money, but I wanted to help her because I knew she was poor, and so I straight away started sending. I gave her an allowance.
So
I started giving her.
Was she going to school at that time?
She was.
Hanch Berry May Bardaquillo. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon po.
Do you know Michael Andre Chandler?
Kilala ko po.
Can you speak in English so he can understand? He's here right now with us, and he's complaining about you, and he wants to talk to you. So he's so in love with you. Why are you doing this to him? In fact, he's crying, and he's very emotional.
Meron po kasi kami mga hindi pagkakaintindihan.
Can you speak in English?
Wala na.
So that he can understand.
Hindi ako makapag-English ng straight.
So he can, it's okay. So that, he can hear your side better if you speak in English.
Because before, I told him already about the, I told him about my side, but he just don't listen to it. He always believes to what he wants to believe to.
What was it that you told him, he said?
I always explain myself to him, but
What is it that you explained to her? What was it?
things that I do, but he just don't believe me.
The what?
He wants to believe himself, and he even said that I'm scamming him, but no, I'm not.
Okay.
Because at first I did not ask for money. I rejected. He knows that. At first I don't care about money because we met. I'm 18 years old at the time, and I'm just at my grandma. He don't even want me to go outside. I'm just at the gate. I don't really go outside. I have nothing to buy, but
So
but when I left my grandma's house, he said he offered that he's gonna give me money, and
Okay.
since we are about to get married, I accepted it.
He never asked money from you, sir. That's
No,
what she said.
no, and as I said to you before,
It was you who volunteered giving money to her.
I did. You started seeing other people as of November of 2024 that I can prove. So why did you start seeing other boys?
Didn't I told you before that, the feelings fade and I'm only staying because my father wants me to, to not end up with somebody that has no, that can't provide for me. He wants me to be, well, I know you get my point, but
I'm not sure I'm getting your point, because this is the first time that you're telling me like this. So you're telling me that from November 2024, only 5
at
months.
first we really did fall in love with each other. We really did love each other. But,
Okay, but yeah,
in our whole relationship, you just went to the Philippines like 2 times. So we don't really see each other a lot.
okay, but you understand the
And so
reason.
the feeling changed. But I believe when we got back together, I told you that I'm just saying because my father wants me to, and I want to listen to them because parents knows best, and I'm listening to them. But I love someone else at time. But I just want to do as my father said.
You did say that at one point in time, your love for him faded, just like that. What was the reason?
I just lost my feelings for him because we don't really go.
You lost
here
your
a lot.
feelings just like that, with no reason at all.
I just lost feelings.
This was after he gave you a lot of money already, or before, or in the middle of him giving you money and
it just,
allowances?
It just stopped, and I start to ghost him.
Yeah,
because,
I understand. I understand,
ghosted him.
Miss Berry, but you have to understand as well. He wants to know the reason why, as you said, your love faded. Your love for him faded just like that.
So you
Because-
never told me the truth. So what happened was, as of November 2024, when your feelings, if you ever
Because
had them,
you
please
know,
stop interrupting me. If your
They just want me to stay
your
with
your
you, but
feelings
I lost
from
feelings for you,
2024
like,
stopped.
last-
You never
No,
told
we
me they
just
stopped. You
started
kept
together.
telling me that you loved me and that you wanted to marry me and that I was the love of your life for the entire 1.5 years thereafter.
Feelings is.
But
my
you were
feelings,
lying
like,
to me,
you're-
because if your
you're
feelings
like,
had
oh my
changed
God,
for
like,
me, then you should have told me that so that I would stop sending you money. But you continued to tell me that you loved me, that you wanted to marry me, whilst you're seeing other men from November 2024.
Wala ka na naman.
And you never told me this, and you kept lying to me so that I would keep sending you money and sending you gifts and sending you laptops and sending you phones. And then, you would ghost me. You'd ghost me because you'd go and see other guys for that week.
That's why.
And then you'd come back, and instead of saying, I don't love you anymore, Michael, you would say, I love you. I'm sorry I didn't see you because I was in the province and I didn't have mobile reception, or my
I told
phone
you,
broke.
It's just that they want me to do that.
They want you to do
But I
that?
no longer love you, but they want me to,
Who? Who's they? Who are they?
Her parents.
Oh, her parents ask you
Doing
to
what they
ask
want.
money from Michael?
I'm
Yep.
obeying them.
You're obeying them? So what you're trying to tell us now, it was your parents who've been asking you to ask money from Michael.
No. I mean, it's
You
like,
said you were just obeying them.
You're
I said,
going-
who's them?
Hindi,
You said
ganito
your
po
parents.
Kasi, di ba po magpapakasal na kami?
Right.
Kaya ang nangyari, parang, hindi ko naman siya tatakasan na hindi ako magpapakasal, na iniiskam ko lang siya, humingi lang ako
No,
pera.
say it in English so he can understand, please. Okay.
Nauubusan na po kasi ako ng
No, you're doing good.
Pero po, nauubusan din ako ng English, kaya parang mas komportable akong Pilipino. Kasi, pag English, iniisip ko kada sasabihin.
No, but you were when you were in relationship with him, of course you communicated in English with him
Very, very well.
very well.
Pero po, napapagod din po. Kaya nun pag nag-usap kami, hindi naman yung, basta po, napapagod din naman po ako mag-English.
She's tired of speaking English, she said.
Yeah, she's also
Hindi,
tired of
nakakapagod
anybody
din naman
telling her what
mag-English.
to do.
She ran out of English, she said.
As of November 2024, when you apparently fell out of love with me, you didn't tell me that. You continued to tell me that you loved me, that you wanted to marry me.
She never told you that she doesn't love you anymore.
No, correct.
Sinabi ko na po sa kanya yung pahuli na.
Even when she has been
Never.
No, never. She's continued to
But she
tell
said
me.
she did explain to you that her love is already faded. Her love for you already faded. That's what she said.
Last month.
That's
only been in the last
month.
Yeah, correct. So as of 2024, when I have worked out that she's started to see other men, as of November 2024, she never stopped communicating with me,
and she kept telling
continued telling me that she loved me
loved you
and that she was going to marry me and that I'm the love of her life.
And that's why you continue sending money to her.
Of course. And then she would ask for things like money for private school, even though she doesn't go to private school. So I would.
So how much money are we talking about?
I'd give her 10K here, 10K there, that she would then go and spend on later. I'd find out on aviation day simulation, where she sits in a 747 simulator for 8,000 pesos for one day with the money that I gave her for going to private school, which she doesn't go to private school. So she would send me lies telling me that she needs money for private school, for this, for that, for the other. So
Sheri, translate from Tagalog to English.
Ang ano po
she
kasi
can speak
niyan,
English fine.
di ba po sinabi kong tagal
translate,
nang wala talaga ako sa kanyang feelings, napipilitan na lang ako.
Okay, stop. Sheri, translate.
She's saying that she doesn't have feelings for you.
That's great, because I don't either. I had feelings for somebody who wasn't real. Very.
And then next, go ahead.
Yun, wala na akong feelings noon, kaya nangyari. Parang, basta po. Matagal na ako sa kanya.
Say in English.
She lost her feelings, that's all, sir.
She lost her feelings. Yeah, one and a half years ago, you lost your feelings, Barry. If that's what you're saying, but you maintained for 1.5 years. You maintained for 1.5 years that you loved me. Even when you were seeing Zalvin and everyone else, you were messaging me from their houses while you were there. You even ghosted me in October, knowing that I was coming, and you went and saw Zalvin in October, the month that you knew, I was coming, and you continued to tell me that you loved me.
You said you came to us because one, you want to talk to her, and then two, you want to tell your story.
That's right.
To everybody, so that everybody would know, who she is and who you are. Now, that's all that you need from us. And from her, nothing else.
I want to pursue any legal avenue that I can, to whether it be to prove a staffer, whether it be to prove syndicate a staffer with her family.
How much money?
I believe it's about between 300,000 to 500,000.
$500,000 US dollars?
Sabi ko, papasok ako sa trabaho. Sabi niya, babayarin niya na lang daw ako para hindi ako pumasok sa trabaho.
It's not that much. It's not that much. However, the main thing is that she's wasted 2 years of my life. I loved her so much. She's put me through so much pain, through so much grief, and she doesn't care.
Can you not just reconcile?
Reconcile?
Yeah.
What does that mean, sir?
Meaning you and her getting together again.
With a pathological liar? Are you kidding me?
Well, way I look at it is you're still in love with her because you were crying the first time.
Of course,
I talked to you
I'm still
earlier.
in love with her, but I'm in love with somebody who's not in love with me and hasn't been in love with me for a very long time.
Okay.
And has not given me the respect.
What is your reaction to it?
Hindi naman din po kami magbabalikan. Basta gusto niya ganito.
He said you're a pathological liar, meaning ikaw raw isang talamak na sinungaling.
Hindi po, sadyang maano lang siya. Nakaraan nga po, may pinapost nga po siyang video ng babaeng umiinom, kamukha ko daw.
Okay.
Pinost niya pa, nilagay niya kung ano nung sinulat niya.
Translate, Sheri.
Bandang huli, nakausap niya yung babae ha.
Okay, Sheri,
yung
translate.
may-ari ng mukha na
You're
pinost niya.
posting
Sabi pa nga,
some
baka siya pa daw
videos of a woman.
Ganon siya, basta po sigurado na siya.
That one photo I got wrong because you posted a photo on your Facebook that looked exactly the same as you, saying that we are not even allowed to drink, and you posted a photo that looks exactly like you drinking with some guy with no pants on. I got that one photo wrong, but I didn't get everything else wrong. You are a liar and a scammer and a fraud, and this is not over.
Nag-offer ka, sabi mo dahil magkapakasal tayo, bibigyan mo ako ng allowance. Nag-offer ka ng ganun.
Attorney Garrett, so what is your reaction to what Mr. Michael Andre Chandler wants to do?
Senator, first of all, I would like to comment on the breach of the promise to marry. In Philippine law, it's not an actionable wrong, or you cannot seek recovery for something that is akin to a breach to promise to marry. So the fact that her feelings were suddenly lost after apparently 6 months after the 2-year relationship, that alone does not warrant a civil case for recovery. However, you discovered, Senator, through your questioning, that she was in fact not really enrolled in a private school.
Yes.
Despite her asking for money for that private school. That transaction, that money that was given in the form of tuition can be recovered in the form of a case of either estafa or a civil case for collection. So those are the options when it comes to recovering what was given. So in short, Senator, there was deceit in the act of the girl, posing like she was enrolled in a public school, in a private school, but she really is not. So that's the only amount that we can recover in this.
So, Mr. Chandler, as you were saying, can file a case, criminal case of estafa or a civil case of
For recovery
Recovery.
for the money, Senator.
For the money.
But
Did
I
you
would suggest that it will be faster if we pursue estafa. Anyway, if the girl can produce that she was actually enrolled during the time that she received those money and that she paid that to the school, that will be her defense. But I doubt she can produce that.
One other thing, is there a way of suing for emotional distress?
Yes. My recommendation that we file for a criminal case of estafa can include emotional damages, and in that way you can recover a small amount for emotional damages suffered, sleepless nights, of course, stress that you actually felt. We can always allege that and then claim it in the form of damages.
Barry, when you told Mr. Chandler that you were going to enroll in a private school,
Dapat
and
po talaga, mag-enroll ako nun.
right, and then he sent you the money for the tuition fee for that
Hindi lang
school.
natuloy. Ang sinad niya po, 10K. Hindi natuloy kasi may binayaran sa bahay.
So,
Halagang 2K, kukulangin na. Kaya sabi ko, ay sige, sa public na lang ako mag-i-enroll. Nag-public ako. Tapos yung pera, pinanggastos-gastos ko na lang.
okay, so
Yung
that
pera.
means the money he sent you intended for the tuition fee in a private school, it was diverted to a tuition fee in a public school. But I think public school doesn't have a tuition fee.
Nangyari, parang may babayaran sa bahay, halagang 2K, edi 8K na lang, kukulangin na po para sa 10K.
Oh,
Kaya
okay.
sabi ko, ay sige, sa public na lang ako mag-ano.
All right.
Tapos yung
Translate,
8K,
Sherry, translate.
Hindi ko po pinambayad.
The
Hold on.
Wala nang
10,000
bayad sa
pesos that
public.
you gave her is not enough
Pinanggastos-gastos
for
ko po,
private
pamasahe,
school.
pamasahe.
So, she spent it at
I have the text message that she says when she asked. She said her parents have already raised 6,000 or 7,000, and that she needs the 10,000 gap. So the 10,000 was the exact amount that she needed, apparently, to make up to bridge the private school fee that they already had saved. So the text message, which I have here, Barry, you know I have everything here. She says, "Baby, I need your help."
She calls you baby.
Oh, she calls me baby. That's the whole
And what
time
do you
it's
call
been
her?
baby. Baby.
Baby.
Yeah, baby. In fact, we had a little song, baby. But
Last message for her.
Barry, I know you're planning on doing this again. We've seen through your Facebooks and through your different accounts that you're trying to befriend other foreign men now as well. I'm not going to let you get away with this. I loved you so much. I'm going to make sure that everybody knows who you are, and you're not going to do this again. And you should have known over the 2 years that you got to know me, you should have known who I am. You should have understood who I am inside. And I can tell you now that everything that I am will now focus on making sure that you will be held accountable for everything you have done to me, and I will make sure that you cannot do this to anybody else ever again.
Ano po, bahala siya kung anong gusto niyang gawin.
Okay, English translate, Sherry.
it's your call, sir. You do whatever you want, sir.
Ang ibabalik ko ho ay yung sa private na sinabi ko.
Okay. Also, you are going to return the money that he sent to you. It was supposed to be the tuition fee for a private school?
Mhm.
Okay. You will talk to our lawyer, and
Yep.
he will give you the proper advice on how you can file a case against her. And of course, she has to defend herself. Public Attorney's Office lawyer to defend herself. Or maybe you can just talk it out without going to the court. And who knows, you might get together again. We don't know. It's up to you.
You
not up
ask a
to her.
liar to explain their lies, and all they're going to do is give you more lies to
Okay.
explain it.
Do you have any last word for him?
Wala. Okay.
Nothing more. Don't you want to say, I love you, baby, bye-bye?
She knows how much I love her. That's how she was able to
You
get
still
away
love
with
her?
this. Of course I do. But I'm not going to love someone who treats me like this.
I know, I understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be disrespectful to myself to allow this to continue. Thank you.
Thank you for giving us your time, Ms. Hunchberry May. Thank you so much. Have a nice day, ma'am. And if you want really to pursue a case against her, we're going to help you, okay?
All right. Thank you.
As simple
Thank
as
you.
that.
Thank you, sir.